In this Clash of Clans video, we are focusing in on Town Hall 10 and the Hog Riders. We have an incredible amount of variety for you today, some very fun attacks and ways that you will have never seen Hog Rider attacks done before. You are not going to want to miss any of these attacks. Again, we will break them down, give you lots of tips and tricks so that you can start getting 3 stars easier. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty guys, let's dive straight into this. We're going to start off with your more traditional Hog Rider attack. We have a different variation for every attack, and some of them are absolutely crazy. You won't have seen attacks like it. But with any Hog Rider attack, you're going to need some sort of kill squad. Now that is going to take out the enemy queen, the enemy clan castle troops, and if you can, as a bonus, the enemy king. However, you are creating pathing for your Hog Riders, so you're gutting out a corner of the base, or an area of the base should we say, and you're also trying to take any sort of splash damage alongside that. If you can at Town Hall 10, a multi-inferno is ideal. If you're new to my channel guys, be sure to subscribe. I do try and break down these attacks as best as possible, and turn on that notification bell so you do not miss out. Now at this point you can see your traditional kill squad is basically set up the funnel golem and wizards as we did here, with your regular troops, the heroes, coming straight through to try and take down this area. Queen and clan castle troops are about to go down due to our queen. We actually have the Hog Riders already coming in, because notice how the king is deployed on the opposite side of the base. Again, prime target, the enemy king. So the enemy king's gone down, the enemy queen, the enemy clan castle troops, and we've also taken out this area of the base, which basically means your Hog Riders do not have to go there. We know, if we pause the video, that actually they're going to be condensed into this lower half of the base. They're basically going to move straight through these defenses, and whenever you can predict accurately where your troops will go, that will mean that you know exactly where you need the spells. You already know in your mind beforehand what's going to happen, or you should try and visualize it. It shouldn't be a great surprise, because anytime you have to adapt to the attack, whilst you have to try and do that and you have to be able to do that, anytime you have to make it up right there in the moment, it's not going to be as planned and precise and effective as if you could have planned it out effectively beforehand. So again, your Hog Riders are coming right the way around after we've taken out them objectives. Heal spells are what you need. Very, very rarely would I recommend a rage spell, only if there were a number of splash in an area, inferno towers, high damage defenses, and you could blast that down with a rage. But just take the heal spells, keep all of them Hog Riders alive. If it looks like pathing is going to send them to the outside of the base, you might send in a couple of hogs to take out that defense on the outside in order to then merge in with the main pack. But that's the premise of a Hog Rider attack. Let's move to a couple of more expert and kind of trickier examples, if you will. Let's move on. Okay, so for this one, we have a heavy kill squad, but using the P.E.K.K.A.s, 4 P.E.K.K.A.s in order to get right into the base before the Hog Riders are used to finish off. Now, what I really like about this kill squad is that the P.E.K.K.A.s are used to create the funnel whilst then merging in. So if we pause for a second, anytime you can do this, it is definitely recommended. So you want to start your P.E.K.K.A.s on a building whereby they will then be drawn down to the next one, down to the next one, and then before you know it, you're actually entering the base at that area. If you can ever integrate that, it means you can set up your funnel for virtually free if you're then sending that in, but it just depends. Make sure, as with any attack, you get that funnel set, because especially with Hog Riders, it is massively dependent on you actually taking out the objectives you set out to get and also creating that pathing. So again, for Hog Riders, the clan castle has gone down, the enemy queen has gone down. They are the 2 key aspects for the Hog Rider attack. You've got to get that down, and also we get a multi-inferno as well. So again, if you take one multi-inferno, try your best to directly target the next one with Hog Riders. That is probably your main threat at Town Hall 10, especially because base designs can be built with them gaps around them. giant bombs, spring traps, things like that. So you want to try and target that whilst you have a lot of hogs, a lot of damage in that area, get it down, and then get your heal spell there as well for if you need it. As we track around the outside of the base now, we've basically taken out the middle with that kill squad. We know the hog riders are going to come up and around, but the good thing about the P.E.K.K.A.s here is whilst they are a little bit slow, we gave them the time needed in order to get up to the top of the base. And the tanking that they do for the hog riders is incredible. They will obviously just keep on soldiering on. If they're only taking a few shots from the defenses before the hog riders take it down, then they will continue to remain high in health. But let's move to the next attack. Now, I always enjoy watching Jakadunga take down these bases with the mass hog riders. He does it so well and it always works so well, but there's a couple of key things that he needs to get. Now, that is the enemy king and the enemy queen. So a lot of the time the bases will have the heroes on the outside of the base so that you can take them down. If you're going to miss any of them, one or the other, it's got to be the king. Do not leave the queen standing. The hog riders don't have a lot of health, so whilst the king will still do damage, the queen, being a high damage troop, will just continue to take them out a lot quicker. That little effort from the wall wrecker allows our queen to get over there to take that out. Now, not only that, we have Valkyries in the clan castle. Ideally, we wanted them to go to the multi here, but it's actually not going to matter because we've got the queen, we've got the multi, and these Sui heroes have essentially taken out the enemy heroes, so a bit of a swap there, but also carved out this area of the base. So we've just about creating enough pathing for the hog riders where we can control them around the base. The last thing you want is them splitting to completely different angles. So we know for a fact they're going to move left here, but because of that crazy inferno tower in the middle, some of them will be drawn there and then could potentially go anywhere from there. But you've got your main pack, you have 40 plus hogs when you do this strategy. As long as you get them key objectives at the start, you should be okay. But notice how hog riders are continuing to trickle in from either angle just to try and help reinforce that, take out any of the defenses that are on the outside, potentially this cannon if there were more defenses here, just in order to track the hog riders down to them more dangerous defenses early, not to mention time and efficiency. If they're constantly coming this way, coming back this way, coming this way, it's better off just to have them come straight through the base, and that is what you need, the extra hogs coming through. Again, clean up. Hog riders, do not forget it. The last thing you want, as I have done many times, let me know in the comments if you had a 99% time fail. You do not want a time fail with the hog riders. You never know how many you're going to have up. You could rely on them for the cleanup, but you never quite know. So factor in some troops in order to clean up them trash buildings once you're done. We now have the queen charge into hog riders, and the final attack here, which we will show next, is crazy. It's the one you see in that preview. Valkyries taking out majority of the base before the hog riders even start. Guys, I haven't even mentioned yet that the attacks in this video are by both Toxic Rabbits and Crunch Time. As you know, I'm a member of both clans and I cover content for them. If you're interested in joining any of the clans, join my Discord server linked below. You can find everything you need for recruitment. So for the queen charge, it is essentially, as we've been mentioning in these previous attacks, trying to get the same objectives. But let's just pause and look at this base. We have air defense all to this right hand side of the base, so we know we don't have to worry particularly about our healers getting picked off. The sweepers, one pointing this way, one pointing this way. Again, initially here, we don't have to worry about the healers, so that is already telling us potentially queen charge. multi-infernos. We don't have a single that the queen's going to get locked onto. So can we send the queen into the base and therefore get very good value, and we're not actually committing too many troops? We've got the healers, but that's virtually it. Again, with any queen charge though, you've got to set up the funnel on either side. So we've done that at the top. The king and a couple of wizards are used at the bottom here so that our queen can come into the base. Now basically this is taking over the role of what you've seen in the other kill squads. We're taking out the clan castle troops, we're taking out the enemy king, we're taking out the enemy queen, and we're taking out a section of the base to then control the hog riders. Seems pretty straightforward, right? Well, it's all about selecting the correct entry for that particular base layout, and I really like how Punisher looked at this base, saw that the queen charge had good potential from there, but not just to start off. The queen can then continue on taking out them defenses very effectively, but don't wait too long. The hog riders now come in from two separate angles again to try and create that nice pathing, try and protect our queen a little bit. She was going to take heavy fire and we didn't have too many rage spells. Again, got to have them heal spells for the hogs, so you can't just continually commit to the queen. But the hog riders are coming around the base. Again, use your heal spells anywhere where there are major amounts of splash damage. You can see right in front of multis, in between multis and wizard towers, prime places here. And I like the poison spell used onto the skelly traps there as well. When you're planning out your poisons for a hog rider attack, I will often take one for the clan castle, and my extra one that I can take I use as another poison spell for any back end skeleton traps that pop. They can do a decent amount of damage to your hog riders. If nothing else, you can take a freeze spell, which is very transferable. You could use that for your kill squad or for your hog riders, and again, that is a fantastic way of entering the base there, using that queen charge, but it was because of the base design. If you can take that littler kill squad, as you've seen in Jakadunga's attack, with just the, king and queen Sui heroes, if you will, then great, you've got more hog riders, but ultimately you've got to select the right ones for the base. Let's move on to that crazy Valkyrie and hog rider attack. Here it is, guys, that attack that is so versatile. I love watching anything like this, saving the best till last. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoy it. And we have featured attacks like this previously on the channel. I will link one of them videos right at the end here. But getting into this one, we're creating the funnel initially for the Valkyries in order to press into this top area. So baby dragons are basically used to create that funnel, and whilst the wall wrecker will come in, we don't want the Valkyries spreading out too much. We want them to focus their fire, so any defenses we can take out, great. And we're actually using Sui heroes down at the bottom of the base to again just kind of strip out this area of defenses, if you will. So we've got Valkyries coming in at the top, we've got the bottom area taken out here as well. Crazy stuff. Clan castle troops are going down here. As the Valkyries continue to charge forward, we have the queen, which is going to go down. Now when I say clan castle troops, I basically mean the poison spell onto the balloon. Again, very much like a minor attack. If you've got a lava hound in the CC, you don't even have to worry about it with hog riders. It's not going to do anything, but it can be popped by the queen. So do think about that. If it is a lava hound and you're not going to get rid of it, do think about keeping it away from the queen as best as possible. So the hog riders now only have to deal with this one little section of the base. Easy peasy with them heal spells. And we also have miners. Now the miners, as you might recall me saying throughout the video, do not forget about cleanup. The miners are used to target buildings on the inside because clearly they can get under the walls, and this one really was a hybrid attack at its best, really selecting different troops to take out different areas of the base. I love the baby dragons coming in as well, just really using that enraged bonus to take out any defenses that were sitting by themselves. And let me know down in the comments what you think of this one. But again, if you want to see more crazy Town Hall 10 attacks, there's one linked on your screen right now. I would definitely recommend that one, guys. But until next time, peace out.